Hi everyone, I am Sechito Hajara from VOTU. I am going to take you through this session of making reusable sanitary pads step by step. Together with my colleagues, on my right I have Hafizu, on my left I have Hiba and Nakato. While making a reusable sanitary pad, we have the steps we follow. Step 1 is assembling the materials on a table. The materials include a pair of scissors, which will be used for cutting, a ruler, which will be used for drawing lines, a tape measure, which will be used to take measurements, a pencil for drafting, threads for sewing, pins for holding the paper onto the cloth, a PV material, a towel, and a baby cloth, a manila paper that will be used for drafting, together with a sewing machine and an overlock machine. We are going to step 2. We are going to draft on the manila. We begin with the length, which is 11 inches. You measure 11 inches from up to down, and then you draw a line using a ruler. And then you go to the width, which is 8 inches. You measure. Since you want 8 inches, you put 4 in the middle of the line to get 4 this side and 4 this side to make 8 inches. You draw a line still. After, you measure up on the length. You go up and make 3 inches, meaning 1.5 inches side by side. And also you go down, you put the 3 inches. And also you go to this side, you put the 3 inches. And also you go this side, you put the 3 inches. After making the 3 inches, you draw a line, moving through, up and down, across.
So I just drew the line?
Yes, but considering these marks I've made, to make the square we need.
It's a square or a rectangle?
A rectangle.
Okay.
So after, you mark these 3 with this 3, this mark with this mark. You draw a line. You also mark this with this. You draw a line. And this with this. And this with this. Remember, the shape of our pad is not in this shape.
Yeah.
So we have to make curves to bring up the shape. So you get the tape measure, you mark 0.5 up, outside, and then 0.5 on this line inside, and then 0.5 inside still, side by side, and also here 0.5. And also here, 0.5. These marks should be in the middle of the line in order to bring out the curves properly and balanced. And you also mark here 0.5. So now, if you're bringing out the curves, you should make sure you move from this mark like this.
So I do that with my free hands?
Yes. You can't use a ruler to draw the curves.
What if I have a compass?
It is impossible still, because a compass is drawing a circle, which is bringing out a circle, not a curve.
Okay.
So you draw the curves, considering the 0.5 marks I made. Like this.
Yeah, I can see the shape coming out.
Yes. So now you can see the shape coming out. Then after bringing out the shape, that is when you know that I need an allowance, and you add it up with 0.5 inches too. But this allowance will be drawn using dotted lines.
What's an allowance?
An allowance is added because you're going to sew, and you're going to sew from the wrong side and then fold to the right side. So when you're sewing, that allowance goes and remain with the actual measurements.
Okay.
Yeah. Still here, 0.5, and here, 0.5.
So the allowance is supposed to be 0.5.
It depends on what you want. You can say 1 inch, but you make sure 1 inch you've measured as the allowance is the one you're going to sew from inside. So now you make the dotted lines following the allowance you have added on. Now remember, this is our curve, so you have to bring it inside.
Okay.
And also this is our curve, you have to bring it inside. So now you can see, when you're cutting, you cut following the allowance, not the lines. In order not to be disrupted, you can rub out these lines.
Which lines?
These lines you drew first.
Okay. So they have no use.
They have no use
Okay.
after you've added the allowance. And also here, you cut, you rub. Then after that is when you use the scissor to cut, because the shape is out fully.
So we got by the allowance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is how it comes out. I hope you all can see. So now this is what we shall use for the outer part. Now we need the inner part. The inner part should be having a length of 9 inches, for as long as you use this as 11 inches. This should be 9. And then if this was 8, you can do this as you can do this as 3. So now you draw a line, and here a line, And then you mark here also, and here also, to form a rectangle. After forming the rectangle, you have to come to the corners of the rectangle and make curves. You can measure the curves with a tape measure. You can say, I'm going to use 0.3 or 0.2 just to make a small curve. Here and here. So the curve will be moving like this, like this, like this, like this. And then you cut. So now this is our inside part. We are going to place it here. Remember, when you're drafting, this paper is going to produce 2 pieces, and also this one is going to produce 3 pieces or 2. So now you bring the fabric. This inside part is going to be drafted on a towel, because it is put inside in order to suck the blood. So this one is the one which is going to be used on this, and then also this one. So now you bring your baby cloth. You can fold in order to be accurate and produce the same size of the pieces before you place on the draft. Place on the draft, and then here comes the pins, which are going to help you hold the paper onto the cloth. So now after that is when you cut. Remember, we want 2 pieces. One is down and another one is up. So you cut. So now you see how our pad comes out. After that, you get the towel. Remember, you want more than 1 piece. You can still fold as we did on the first one. And then you place the pins. And then after placing the pins, you cut. So now you can see how it comes out. But before removing, you have to make sure they are all separate, because we folded, so now the fold remains, and now we have to cut it out. They have to be facing each other. You don't have to see the wrong side. And then that is how it comes out. And then also this one, we remove it. And see how it comes out. And this is how it comes out. We have our two pieces. So now that is where we can get these and then place them on one of the fabric, and then we sew here in order to get it attached on this one. So now, before cutting and joining the fabric, we have to first add the polythene bag, which will prevent the blood from staining on the clothes and maybe damaging it. So now this is our polythene. Using our draft, we shall bring out the cavera, place it down, and then put the draft.
So we use the draft we used on the cloth?
Yes, the same draft. And then you get the pins.
The pins?
You put them as we did on the fabric, side by side, in order to prevent movements and bringing out the shape of the draft. So now this polythene has to be the same size as this fabric. So now you remove the polythene. So now after cutting our polythene, this is what comes out. So now our order will be, you get one piece of the fabric which is cut out already. You place the polythene on top so that it gets attached using a sewing machine, and then our other piece will be used to put on these 3 towels on top, so that when you join them, this one is with this one, and these 3 towels are with this one. So now my colleague is going to join. So now, here we are. The towels have been joined on this piece, and also this one has been joined on the fabric. So now we are going to join the 2 pieces using an overlock machine. So now this is how it comes out after overlocking it to the edges. Now we are going to put on the stick-ons. Remember, this is the front and this is the back. So now we are going to put the stick-ons in order to be able to place it on the knicker. You can see this is the soft and this is the hard, so when you put them together, they stick together. So now one of this is put on this side, the back side, and the other is put on the front side, so that when you do like this to join, they stick together. So now, remember, these pads have different sizes. We have the big size and the small size. Now, another alternative, if you cannot afford a sewing machine, you can use hands, a needle and threads, to sew the pad, and it comes out like this. This is the right side when it's done, and when you open this side, you can see the stitches are made using hands. In conclusion, we have our knicker and the pad. So now I'm going to show you how to put the pad on the knicker. We have to turn the knicker on the inside out part so that we place it properly. This is the back side where you have to place on the knicker like this. After that, you put this inside and also this inside like this so that they meet. And when you turn the knicker, this will be this side, and then you close. So now this is how the knicker comes out with a pad. Very soft. Thank you.